of Not So Daily Musings. I'm Allysia. You might hear some intermittent coughing in the background because I have a sick kid in the house. Fortunately, not COVID. That already came and went in our household a few months ago. So, crossing my fingers that we're not going to have to deal with that for at least another few months. But I digress. Today, I just wanted to pop in and share a quick video about, oh, are you going to hide down here? Quick video about the fact that I released an album, finally. So, with very little fanfare, very anticlimactic, just got it done. This is something that has been on my agenda for 2 years. I started preparing to record an album in 2020 at the start of the pandemic. I went through the process of recording said album in the summer of 2020. And then basically a year after that fact was a very slow process of mixing and mastering and getting all of the tracks ready, as well as doing some music videos in 2021 to prepare for an album launch. Now, it was not my intention to go 2 years from basically inception to final product, but there it is. Some things just take a while. And I admit that it wasn't entirely just the fact that, mixing and mastering and stuff took a while. It was also my own inability to move forward with the project. Some of you might remember from previous videos I've done on this channel, I had all kinds of big plans for all the things that I would do to launch the album, like giant checklists and, just the things that people do, the checklist of items. I'm having a hard time keeping a straight face right now because my kid is doing some like massive acrobatics in the background, trying to sneak around my camera equipment. So that was a little distracting, but you made it out okay. Good job. So I had all kinds of plans with what to do, and it was just giving me so much anxiety, just the thought of not having that time to spend. And that's especially true now because now that I'm going to university, I have even less flexibility in my schedule, and I really have to be quite strict with myself to only have somewhere around 3 hours a week to push my musical project forward. So at some point along the way, I had to just accept the fact that perfection was not going to be a thing. I was never going to have the perfect launch, and I was never going to be able to check all of the boxes and do all the promotional things that I had wanted to do. It just wasn't in it. But I'm in this for the long term. I plan on making music for a long time, and I like to think of it in terms of, okay, how can I just make slow but steady progress in my 25-year trajectory without having to force myself to have these like big wins and big successes. It's emotionally difficult though, because I put my heart and soul and all of my energy into creating this album. And there's some feeling of like, I need to do it justice on the marketing side of things. I can't just, spend all of this time and energy and put all this heart into creating something, and money too, just to drop it and walk away from it. So there's a little bit of I was struggling with that emotional disconnect, so that I felt like I was letting myself down. And at the end of the day, I just had to let that all go. I had to just decide, perfection is not going to be my friend here. I'm never going to release the album if I keep having this standard of achievement that I have to achieve. I'm not going to achieve all of the things that I want to achieve, and I have to just be cool with that and be content with slow and steady progress. This is a really challenging lesson for me because I tend to I'm not a perfectionist. I'm not a detail-oriented person, but I do struggle with these kinds of issues. But yeah, so it's out. I am going to do a couple things that I think will be pretty fun. One of them, and I'll do a post about this in the future. Why are you doing acrobatics again there, kid? Yeah, so one of the things that I'm going to do that I'm really looking forward to is a live listening party, which I'll probably host on this channel in 2 or 3 weekends from now, so I'll keep you posted about that. I thought it would be really fun to just sit down with the people who helped make this album and create the songs and just talk about the tracks and share the tracks with you guys and just have like a party, like a Saturday night party. If hanging out on YouTube is your idea of a party, I think that would be a lot of fun. So that's something that I'm planning. I'm looking forward to it. Couple other things in the works, but nothing too major. Just, again, trucking along bit by bit, 3 hours a week is my goal going forward. I am experimenting a little bit for the last couple months with ads, like Facebook ads and stuff like that, just a little bit each day. I've played around with ads for Spotify. I've played around with ads for the YouTube videos. And what's working best right now are Facebook ads for the music videos as opposed to Spotify ads. So that's the direction I'm going in. This too have like a continued stream of basically just like viewers and things like that. So that's the one of the few things that I've been doing so far. I mean, releasing an album is a lot of things. Like I've got to market to the local organizations, like local radio stations, local, like SAS Music is a local organization that I'll be marketing through as well. And yeah, and not to mention the social media stuff, which is the stuff that I have the hardest time with. I really don't like social media posting. It just feels arbitrary. This is the kind of thing, like, it's like me and you sitting down having a chat. This feels like genuine content, and it's more longer form. That background noise, apologies, you guys. My kid's just kind of wandering around right now. But social media is like so short, and it feels very. I mean, I don't want to be a cliche and talking about how social media feels superficial and things, but it's much easier, I think, for me to sit down and talk to you this way versus to sit down and make an Instagram post. So that's something that I should be doing more of in order to just get the album out there that I'm not doing very well. But I'm going to wrap up this video. You can check it out. I'll link it below. It's The Criminal Kid. The album is called Dear Disaster, and you can find it everywhere that you stream music or download music. It's pretty much on every platform. And if you have any, if you haven't given it a listen or you give it a listen at any point, feel free to drop me a line and let me know if you have anything that stood out to you, if there's anything you liked. I always like hearing feedback. And it's a very, actually, I'll just share one more story. But the day after the album came out, I was really depressed all day. I just went into a deep funk. And this happens to me sometimes when I launch courses too. It's like there's the high of the launch and then the crash of the post-launch. Because there's this feeling of it's a very vulnerable thing to put something into the world. I spent 2 years on this, and now all of a sudden people have the opportunity to listen to it. What if everyone hates it? What if it's like stupid and all these? It's not that I'm really afraid of that, but it's sort of like my baby's going out there into the world, and it gives this feeling of finality that is difficult to accept. It's easy to hold on to something forever and just like nurture all of the what ifs, what it could be. But once it's in the world, it just is gonna be what it is. It's never gonna be better than what it is. It's never gonna be like this fantasy version of what could be. It's just gonna be like pure hard cold reality. And that there's some sort of I think pain or feeling of loss that comes with that. And I'm over it. It's fine now. But it is an interesting thing that I've noticed with a lot of the launches that I've done in my past. It's just like a little bit of a depressive period afterwards. But anyway, I'm going to wrap up this video. I just wanted to let you guys know what was what. I'll come back and we'll have a chat soon. I'll keep you posted about a listening party and yeah, chat later.